Episode 8 has a title, we go behind the scenes of Rogue One, and the Star Wars show has a brand new co-host.
Hello.
This week on the Star Wars show, Andy sits down with Rogue One executive producer John Knoll, the first installment of Pablo Hidalgo's Rogue Reports, and much, much more. Now, from the Lucasfilm headquarters, it's the Star Wars Show.
Hello and welcome to the Star Wars Show. I'm Andy Gutierrez.
And I'm Anthony Carboni, and I gotta say, I'm super excited to be hosting a show with you again.
Me too. It's gonna be really nice working together weekly instead of just, twice a year during massive high-profile events with huge budgets.
That is a massive understatement about the budget.
Yeah, too late. You already signed.
Was that an effect, or is that just bad lights?
Budget cuts.
Budget cuts, okay. I can't believe you and Peter worked in such a small space for so long.
Wide-angle lenses work wonders. And speaking of Peter, since I can telepathically feel the audience typing comments, yes, he is back from the moon and will return to the show from time to time.
Is it canon that you're force sensitive?
It is now.
Let's go to the news! On Monday, Lucasfilm officially revealed the title for Star Wars Episode 8, and it is Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
The film, written and directed by Rian Johnson, picks up right where The Force Awakens left off, with Rey presenting Luke Skywalker his long-lost lightsaber. Star Wars: The Last Jedi will hit theaters December 15th.
You know, that title's a little ambiguous.
Yeah, and red.
Hey, Jedi is the singular and plural form of Jedi.
I wonder what that means. Well, they're into 25 days to figure it out.
Mysteries!
In comics news, Marvel released 2 brand new covers this week.
The first is for Darth Maul #3, written by Cullen Bunn, with cover art by Raphael Albuquerque. It features 2 fan-favorite bounty hunters, Cad Bane and Aura Singh.
Next is Poe Dameron #13, written by Charles Soule, and with cover art by Phil Noto, depicting the handsome cover boy reflected in Captain Phasma's helmet. Both comics will be released this March.
Star Wars Pinball has a brand new Rogue One theme table coming next week.
The table features 10 story-related game modes and will be available on console and PC January 31st and mobile on February 2nd.
In other news, Star Wars Force Arena, the brand new Star Wars PvP arena game, is now available in the App Store and Google Play, and coincidentally, I just bought a battery case for my phone.
The game features 60 different Star Wars characters battling up to 50 players online at once across the globe. Check it out, it's rad, I am not just saying that.
Academy Award nominations were announced yesterday, and wouldn't you know it, Rogue One picked up a few noms.
The first was for David Parker, Christopher Scarabosio, and Stuart Wilson for their sound mixing, and the second nomination went to Mo and Leo, Hal Hickel, Neil Corbold, and John Knoll, who will be on our couch in a few minutes to talk more about Rogue One for Best Visual Effects.
Congratulations and good luck to all the nominees, and while we're talking about Rogue One, the movie crossed the $1 billion mark at the box office this weekend.
And that makes it the highest grossing film of 2016.
But wait, there's a segue coming.
During the production of Rogue One, we sent Pablo Hidalgo to the set to give you a peek behind the scenes in a new ongoing segment that we're calling The Rogue Reports.
Segment delivered. Hey, how come you didn't get to go?
It's kind of a sore subject.
Joining us as a special visitor to the set, you of course know him as supervising director, co-creator, and co-executive producer of Star Wars Rebels, Mr. Dave Filoni.
Pablo.
Hey Dave, good to see you here.
Oh my gosh, who knew?
Who knew?
So many years ago when we started that we would be on Yavin together. It's amazing. I mean, I can't describe it. It's literally like you're really there. I mean, we are really there. This is it. It's like a time machine. Everything is exactly the same. Everything is exactly as you remember it. It's overwhelming, really.
And you've been in this era because you've been doing a lot of research for Rebels, of course, so you've got the keen eye to understand what to look for in this time frame, right?
I want all of it, yeah. I mean, what's great is by this movie is defining so many little things, little details that we didn't know about in A New Hope by just stepping back a little bit. It's gonna allow, in all honesty, some really great connectivity and continuity between Star Wars Rebels and Rogue One on a level that we've never seen before, really.
And we were just talking about potentially looking at some of the players here, the actors who are playing supporting roles, and just being inspired. Could we potentially see them in Rebels now?
Absolutely. I mean, we could take any secondary, tertiary character and say you're going to be a star on Star Wars Rebels. That's what it's really about. All the animation that we're really doing at Lucasfilm is designed to really partner and go right with these films. So characters that are in our show will weave into into this, and then their film will weave into ours, and it's all one thing. And that's really unlike any other universe that you see in film and television. Everything is connected, and it's so great to see so much Star Wars being made, and the care and the detail that's going into it. I'll just talk about my experience here to my crew and just tell them that the whole thing is evolving just like Kathy said it was, that Star Wars is getting bigger, the universe is expanding unlike any time in its history, and there's a lot of room to tell stories now, a lot of characters, and we're all really lucky, I think, to be a part of this time.
All right, guys, we are kicking the year off with a very special guest. Please welcome to the show ILM's Chief Creative Officer, John Knoll.
Hello.
Can you tell me a little bit about, your journey to ILM?
Well, I was in high school and starting to think a little bit more seriously about what I was going to do with my potential career. And about a year after Star Wars came out, my dad had a Society of Nuclear Medicine conference in Anaheim. So I grew up in Ann Arbor. And he brought my brothers and I along with him. It's my first visit to California. And just on a lark, I picked up the phone book in the hotel room just to see if it's Industrial Light and Magic listed. It was. So I called up and I said I was a model maker and I was interested in working in the industry. He said, well, why don't you come on down and we'll show you around.
You just didn't tell me you were 15.
It didn't occur to me that I should.
That's awesome.
My dad was out there for a professional conference, but loved Dad. The next morning, drove me all the way from Anaheim up to Van Nuys, where ILM was, like 8:30 in the morning, and dropped me off. Then he went off to his conference. So I spent an entire day at ILM. Well, I felt like I'd found my people.
Yeah.
It's one thing to read about these things in a magazine, but when you witness it in person, you see people that come into work and do this for a living, and I could be one of these people.
In addition to being the executive producer on Rogue One, a lot of our fans might not know that you actually developed the story and pitched it to Kathy yourself. How did that go?
Yeah, Kathy and Kiri listened very politely to the whole thing, and at the end, Kathy said, well, very good, I'm impressed, thank you for doing that, and I left and didn't hear anything for a while, and I thought, all right, well, at least I did it. I always wonder what would have happened if I had. And I got a note from Kiri about a week later saying, we've been talking a lot about this and we may want to do something with it.
How long had you been cooking the idea up?
Yeah, I always thought that the couple of sentences in the opening crawl of New Hope were intriguing. And it was after Kathy came on board and announced this new slate of films that, of course, there was 7, 8, 9 that was going to continue the Skywalker saga. But what was really intriguing to a lot of us here was this idea of doing these standalone stories. And one of the first thoughts was, that idea about the spy mission to steal the Death Star plans could be a pretty good feature.
Everyone's talking, obviously, about Tarkin and Leia. But were there any other kind of groundbreaking things that were created for Rogue?
One thing that I thought was pretty successful was the use of LED screens. So all our cockpit footage was on set. The sets were surrounded by these giant LED screens, and we prepared computer graphics that represented the environment that the ships were in.
I'm sure that makes it a lot easier as an actor to actually have realistic depiction of where you are around you instead of just being in front of a green screen.
Yeah, they're looking at a representation of the space battle so their eyes can track a TIE fighter going by. Helps them with performance, kind of understanding and immersing themselves in the scene.
Well, thank you so much for taking time and coming and talk to us.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure. And you guys, if you haven't seen it yet, which is really strange, you're watching the Star Wars show, if you haven't seen Rogue One, go see it. It's still in theaters. On December 27th, fans mourned the loss of Carrie Fisher. A brilliant actress, incredible writer, and mental health advocate, Carrie was an original and irreplaceable voice in the world. And frankly, the most badass princess/general/rebel trailblazer that we've ever seen.
Carrie had a unique ability to bring heart and humor to everything she did. And on a personal note, our limited interactions with her were not only hysterical, but incredibly touching and something neither one of us will ever forget.
And even though she may be gone, her message of hope and rebellion will live on for generations.
The Force will be with you, Carrie.
Always.